How has it been so far?
It's been good. It's been cold, but I've managed to see a lot of Helsinki because I've been on a big run today. 12 miles, 12 and a half miles.
Okay, so you are running to get rid of all these busy things.
Yeah, well, I don't really think about much when I run, so it's always a good thing to do on tour when there's a lot going on and a lot of things to see, and it's just a very efficient way of sightseeing.
So, if we are talking about your music, what influences have you had when you started to make your own music?
Well, when I started writing music, my influences were my family, my hometown where I grew up. I was very fascinated by the countryside I grew up in. I was already falling in love with people when I was 11 years old, so I've found that was quite a big thing to write about. I wrote poems and wrote stuff down all the time, and then eventually it became songs.
Has it changed on the way when you have been doing the music?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely my values, my sort of priorities of what I feel like I want to get off my chest have changed. And it's more grown up. I started writing when I was 15. I'm 26 now, and yeah, definitely things change.
Yeah, you had this big bang when you make your breakthrough 2010. Mm-hmm. How did it feel that at that moment?
It felt quite overwhelming because it did happen sort of very quickly. When I think back to it now, it was a lot to take in for a relatively young person just starting out and becoming sort of in the spotlight. And it's really something you sort of never get used to, you know, cameras and TV and singing, doing shows every night. It's very bizarre. I don't know how I dealt with it, but I did.
There has been quite many female singers past few years. There have been new female singers coming, and how are you different from the others?
I don't know. I think we're all very different. The way I am is very influenced by my upbringing. You know, had a very sort of modest upbringing and simple, and lived in the countryside. And I think every single person is different because so many different things affect, you know, are factors in what they write about and what kind of person they are. So I don't know. Genuinely, everyone is different. So I don't think I'm anything special.
But is that your secret? Like you are like a normal girl, like anyone else?
Maybe like it benefits me to be normal, as well as it doesn't, as well as it sort of hinders me as well, because I think there's a real urge for singers and artists to be very sort of flamboyant and outgoing and you know, very fashion conscious, and I'm not necessarily those things. So, you know, sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes not.
But you have been in very big places, like you have performed in Prince William's wedding and in White House and so on. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be in that kind of places? Very, very cool. Just I've got a lot to tell my grandchildren, that's for sure. Just I don't know how it happened really. Sort of, it's one of those things that you just decide to start taking in and not sort of letting it overwhelm you, because you just sort of accept that that's how things are, and you pretend that you're in like a comedy sitcom. And now you have been becoming bigger and bigger all the time, also in the States. How does it feel to be big in the States also?
That was a tough cookie. That was a tough thing to crack. So that feels particularly. That's something I'm very proud of, because it takes a long time to really sort of break into the heart of America, and somehow we did it. And not a lot of British artists get to do that. So that's something I'm definitely very proud of.
So, what kind of goals do you have as a musician?
My goals are to make more music on the road, to really start making music myself, and to learn another instrument, and to keep making records as long as I physically can, and yeah, keep touring as long as I can. But definitely the next year I want to focus on being in the studio and making records again, because I feel like I've been touring a lot. Even the small space of from when Halcyon came out last year to now, I've done so many different shows.
But what kind of music would you like to do in the future?
I'd like to do something a bit more stripped back. I'd like to do something that was completely live, and live instruments, and sort of nothing programmed, nothing on a computer. But who knows? I don't know where this year is going to take me, so we'll see.
But are you going to write music only for yourself or for other artists also?
Yeah, I'd like to write for other people. Yeah, I'd like to write some songs, but I can't think about anything like that until I'm just back home, in the studio, because it's really hard to, so much to think about that. Yeah, I just need time. Yeah.
But have you been writing when you are touring?
A little bit, yeah, not much, because I'm training for a half marathon and I get so tired and the shows are really late, so there's not really much chance to do anything other than sleep, do shows, and that's it.
When are you going to run the half marathon?
Yeah, half marathon is in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Where it's going to be?
Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and when is the real marathon coming?
Oh, God, I don't know. It's a lot of training. Like a full marathon, it's a lot, and I have a lot of respect for people who do marathons.
Okay, but good luck with your half marathon and
Thank you.
touring and everything
Thank you.
else. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.